Welcome to the Wrestling Council. My name is Comic Book Bob, your host, and I am flying solo tonight because Frank, unfortunately, Hollywood Frank had to work, and we got to, the show must go on, those. But thanks for everybody that shows up tonight, everybody that watches this later, we appreciate it. And I'm going to do the best I can to get through this and go through the this week's. Well, the wrestling that I watched, which was mostly New Japan. New Japan had a really, really good pay-per-view wrestling Grand Slam. Very, very good stuff. Hey, and then, but as always, guys, before we get going, we appreciate you guys coming here, and we just want to say,
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up?
what's up? Let's go ahead and see what we got in chat here. We got Fantasia saying, hi, guys. What's up, Fantasia? Appreciate you guys stepping in. Like I said, it's going to be kind of a weird show tonight. It'll probably be a little bit shorter than normal, but because, like I said, Frank had to work. But appreciate you guys stopping in. I am going to be talking a lot of New Japan today. So Hicks Villain also stepped in and said, sup, what's up, guys? Appreciate that. As always, if you guys could please hit like, subscribe, share this out to your social media. Help us get more eyes on this show. But yeah, so it was an interesting week. Like I said, New Japan had a really great show. AEW Fighter Fest Night 2, some really interesting stuff we got to talk about. Maldacito says, hey, I'm here. I'm in traffic. Chat when I can. No problem, brother. You be safe getting home. But we'll be talking a lot of stuff today. I did not watch Raw. Just a heads up on that. I had a lot of wrestling to watch this week. Didn't watch Raw. I did watch SmackDown. I didn't watch NXT. I didn't watch Impact, unfortunately. I did watch some highlights from Impact, so I do know some of the stuff that happened over there. But we're going to focus mostly on New Japan here today because, like I said, there's a lot with the this collaboration that's going on between New Japan, AEW, Impact, NWA, Ring of Honor. A lot of exciting stuff happening over there, but really good pay-per-view this last weekend, like I said, for New Japan. But before we get into that, as always, we do our favorite, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this week, for my good, my bad, my ugly, as always, like I said, I am flying solo today, so it's just going to be me. But the good, like I said, New Japan Wrestling Grand Slam main event, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Shingo Takagi. Fantastic match. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, like I said, I'm a little biased, admittedly. So there is that, but they put on an amazing match, and like I said, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, dude, that's another thing. Brazo de Plata passed away. There was another thing. I'll be talking about that in my discussion here. Good, bad, and ugly. The bad this week, Raw's booking, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. NXT guys got to be so friggin' upset, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's not very good. But then also the ugly. Brian Blair from the Killer Bees, back in the early days of the WWE, back then known as the WWF. Brian Blair's son Brett was found murdered at a construction site. There's not a lot of details about it yet as things go on, but his son, named after Bret Hart, was found unfortunately dead at a construction site. He's 29 years old, so very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. A lot of sad news in the wrestling world this week, but pretty short and sweet there for my good, my bad, my ugly. Like I said, I'll get more into that match between Hiroshi Tanahashi and Shingo Takagi, but our hearts and our prayers go out to the families of Brazo de Plata and B. Brian Blair. Hicks Villain said, I saw a good meme which showed kids repping the Forbidden Door companies Then there was a kid getting punched repping WWE, crapping on NXT. Yeah, man, it's just so weird. You know, they know how popular NXT is. They know how rabid the NXT fans are. And yet they just have absolutely no respect. They have no respect for that brand. They have no respect for the people there. And I think it's part of the reason why when they bring them up to the main roster, they just take a crap on them. True Latino representation in AEW. Bad, the death of Super Parquet, ugly, just WWE in general. Yeah, dude, there's I'll tell you what. And it makes me wonder if this because we know Kenny Omega is the current AAA World Heavyweight Champion. AAA is it the Mega Championship belt? But you have to wonder if that door is starting to open up a little bit more. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit more as well, because like I said, I've got some news from New Japan that's really interesting. But yeah, there's been and even really interesting, Malicito, is them letting them talk and then putting subtitles on this so that they could just be natural with the way they're talking. It's completely different from the way WWE handles things. Yeah, the Mega Championship. Yep. But yeah, and unfortunately, like I said, there was a lot of sad news this week in the world of wrestling. But yeah, in WWE, and I don't want to harp on WWE too much, man, because it's been the same story for a while. But fortunately, I didn't watch a whole lot of it this week. I did see some of the highlights and stuff like that, so I do know that they're just continuing to do the same BS. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on from that, and let's talk about some of this news from New Japan. So, if you watch this show, guys know that I'm a big fan of the Young Lions. I love watching the Young Lion matches. The guys that are coming up through the program. Some people find it boring. I find it. I just really like it because it's just good basic, back to basics wrestling. And I really like that kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of the Young Lions program. Yeah, it's smart how they're doing it. Yeah, I agree. But because of COVID, obviously the Young Lions program, the once they're done with their training, they go on excursion. Unfortunately, because of COVID, that has been impossible. So they've kind of languished there longer than they normally would. But recently, they just announced that Young Lions Yuya Uemura and Yota Tsuji are finally going on excursion. Their final matches before excursion will be this Sunday, August 1st. There's not a lot of... Nobody knows exactly where they're going to go, but Yota Tsuji has said as early as like the beginning of this year, said that he wants to go to Mexico. So when I hear Mexico, I think AAA. So it's very possible, because of the relationship that AAA has with AEW, we might get Yota Tsuji in an AEW match here and there. Maybe not. We don't know. Yuya Uemura has not, they haven't stated exactly where he's going to go. We don't know exactly where, we don't know if Yota Tsuji is definitely going to Mexico, but I'm going to bet that he probably is. If he can go, he's going to go. That's where he's been. That's what he said he's wanted to do, and that's probably where he's going to go if he can get in there. Yuya Uemura has not stated where he wants to go. Usually, when they do go on excursion, it's usually either to Mexico or to England. What's his name? Who just came back? The Great O'Khan. His excursion was to Great Britain. I'm wondering, however, with the open door, the forbidden door now open. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that is true, Malicito. CMLL is still pretty, like you said, still the standard in Mexico. AAA is correct me if I'm wrong though, but AAA is the bigger company though, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong on that. I'll defer to your superior wisdom on that standard. But I do know that he has talked specifically about AAA. So that's why when he said that he wanted to go to Mexico, immediately AAA was what I was thinking. But Yamura, however, has not really stated his preference of where he wants to go. So it would be really cool if he went to AEW to do his either AEW or Impact, or even NWA to do his excursion. But like I said, usually when they go on an excursion, they usually go to Mexico or they go to Great Britain. So we'll see. I just thought that was a cool little piece of news. The fact that they're finally going on their excursion. Like I said, it's been postponed because of the entire COVID situation. But I really like the Young Lions. I especially like Yuya Yamura. I think that guy's a star in the making. And we'll see. But anyway, moving on. Let's talk about some AEW real quick. I'm going to do AEW real quick because I do want to kind of focus on Wrestling Grand Slam. But AEW Fyter Fest Night 2. See here. There we go. So a lot of people said that they thought night 1 was better than night 2. I kind of disagree. I actually liked night 2 better. And a big part of that was because of the Texas Death Match between John Moxley and Lance Archer. I just thought it was that match was just insane. But the night started off with the first of the labors of Jericho, Chris Jericho, taking on Shawn Spears, who was flanked by Tully Blanchard. This wasn't a bad match. This was a decent match. I mean, Spears is one of those guys that he's really actually very good in the ring. But as far as like personality and everything is concerned, he kind of needs someone really good in there with him to kind of get him over. I know a lot of people have kind of cooled on him as far as what they think of him, but I thought this was a really good match. Night 2, yeah. See, Valentino, I agree, man. I thought night 2 was better than. I mean, night 1 was good. I thought night 2 was better. Some people disagree with me on that. That's cool, but it was really good. The finish, obviously, Spears was able to use the chair, and he just beat the crap out of Jericho with it. He taunted him. And he tried to go for the face. Jericho swept his legs, got him in the walls. Jericho. Spears got to the ropes. Sammy Guevara came out and pulled Tully Blanchard off the apron. Spears tried to go for the chair, and Jericho hits him with the Judas effect. Spears tried to go for the C4. Spears picked up Jericho and tried to go for the C4 and put him on the chair, but Jericho escaped, hit him with the Judas effect, got the pin. But the big thing about this, Spears is the new Paul Roma. That's actually not a bad comparison, dude. Like Paul Roma had an amazing look. He was competent in the ring. He just for some reason he just never got over. You know, he just didn't get over. And Spears is kind of in that same kind of doldrums, you know. He's the matches are good, but it's just something about him just doesn't click. But anyway, after the match, MJF came out and he was and he put the stipulation. He says no one else is allowed to come in and help you because I love the little young boy quote that he used, which is another reference to New Japan, which I thought was cool. But he then discussed. MJF came out and introduced us to Labor 2, which was none other than Nick freaking Gage, man. So Nick Gage comes out with the pizza cutter, and so people lost their freaking, and the internet lost their minds when this happened. Because for those of you who don't know who Nick Gage is, Nick Gage is a lunatic. he's the guy, and like if you, they actually did an episode of Dark Side of the Ring about this guy. Yeah, dude, neither did I. Never in my life did I think I'd see Nick Gage in a major promotion. Dude, neither did I. But you got to remember, he's actually friends with Jon Moxley. So but he came out and also, by the way, talking about Nick Gage, he recently dropped the my brain doesn't want to work. He recently dropped his title to Matt Cardona. And like, if you haven't seen that video, go check that video out, man. It's like freaking bonker shit. He dropped the GCW world title to Matt Cardona, and the fans lost their freaking minds. They were it was like Hogan being revealed as a member of the New World Order. They were pelting this guy with everything. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, dude. He almost, yeah. By the way, for reason why Modesty is in is this guy almost killed friggin' David Arquette. He basically, Nick Gage is one of those, when we talk about him being a deathmatch guy, we're talking legit deathmatch guy. This guy has literally almost died multiple times. One point he got helicoptered out because he basically stabbed himself through the side and it hit an artery with one of those the big neon glass tubes. He was in a death match where those things were GCW. Yeah, like my brain didn't want to work, man. The ring had those tubes pushed through the ropes so that they were lining the entire friggin' ring. And he gets thrown into it and he got hit and he went through it just right to where it basically stabbed himself through the side. And this dude's bleeding out. He still wants to go in and finish the match. The doctors are telling him, you're going to die if we don't life flight you out here right now. And in fact, he was pronounced dead multiple times. He actually, like, his heart stopped multiple times on this life flight. The dude damn near died. This is how crazy Nick Gage is. Had some crazy stuff going on in his life. When MJF said that he once robbed a bank, he did legitimately rob a bank. He walked into the bank with no mask on and just basically said, give me the money. And then, the dude's nuts. He has in the last, in recent times, he has cleaned his act up, got himself, over. The death of his brother was a big part of that. But, but the thing is the guy is like, he's kind of like a folk hero. There's a bunch of hardcore fans that absolutely worship this dude. Oh yeah, dude. And the heat's real, man. Like if you guys haven't seen that clip, go on YouTube and look up Nick Gage versus Matt Cardona. The finale of that, the fans lost their friggin' gourd. And here's the thing about that. That makes me wonder, since he dropped the belt, is he going to be in AEW for an extended period of time? I don't think he's signed a contract with them, but yeah. But I agree, man. Never in my life did I think I would see Nick Gage in a major promotion, but that's crazy. And I don't know. And obviously, he's not going to, Jericho's not going to do like the real crazy stuff. He's not going to go, it's not going to be a pure death match. It'll be a death match on the same level as like the stuff that Archer and Moxley did. It's not going to be on the same level that Nick Gage normally does. Cause if it was, Jericho's going to die. The guy's 50 years old. But that was just a crazy friggin' way to start the show. And like Jericho said, if you can't be last, be first. Next match was Doc Gallows versus with Carl Anderson versus Frankie Kazarian. This was a pretty decent match. Doc Gallows getting the win. After the match, they basically beat the crap out of him. Callis and Omega came out, and we're talking crap about because they're gonna be the lead hunter. Then we got Hangman coming out, and they're having a face off with Kenny and the rest of the Elite. They had a little thing. They started to beat down Kenny. Dark Order came out and made the save. That story, you know, I mean, we've been waiting for that Omega versus Hangman for a while, man. Next match was Darby Allin versus Wheeler Yuta with Orange Cassidy. Okay, I gotta ask you guys a question. Tell me what you think about that exchange between Orange Cassidy and Sting, where basically Sting did the same, you know, like the little taps with the foot, and Sting did the, you know, the chest. And he was like, you know, because I actually saw some people that were pissed off that Sting did that. They said that makes Sting sing a joke. I was like, dude, he's just leaning into the gimmick with Orange Cassidy. You know, I mean, Orange Cassidy is one of the most over things in AEW. Yes, it's comedic. Yes, it's goofy, but just, you know, Sting just doing that one little thing, that doesn't wreck Sting's image or anything like that. I didn't understand the hate behind it, but a lot of people were apparently upset about it. I thought it was friggin' funny. I thought it was hilarious, but this was a decent match. Darby putting Wheeler Yuta got some good offense, and I really like Wheeler Yuta. The first time I saw him was during Ring of Honor's Pure tournament, and I thought that was a lot of fun. And I think the guy's got a big upside. So, but yeah, Darby Allin takes the win on this. It was just a fun match. And then we had a run in from the Blade. He came in and knocked out Orange Cassidy with a pair of brass knuckles. Then they showed, I think they showed a little bit. They showed a little clip of Archer versus Moxley from New Japan, which, you know, they had to get permission to use that footage, obviously, from New Japan. So I just thought it was cool. Yeah, dude, friggin'. At this point, Sting could take a dump in the middle of the ring and it would be fine. You know, these people. I don't. Sometimes I don't get the international wrestling community, the internet wrestling community. It seems like they get upset over nothing. But next we had the AEW Women's Championship, Nyla Rose versus Britt Baker. This was an okay match. It was a little sloppy going in. I'm not sure what was going on. It seemed like Nyla was a little rusty. But it was an okay match. I do know that that Britt got she broke her wrist. I think she fractured her wrist. They said that she's not going to miss any time though, so they're going to put her in a brace. But then again, you know, I mean, they don't defend the women's title on television very much. So, and in fact, they haven't had a whole lot of women's matches, period. But a lot of people were upset that that Britt submitted Nyla, but they said it would have been better if, like, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Bully Ray on Busted Open, who said he thought it would have been a better finish if instead of tapping out, Nyla had just passed out. He said that helps protect her, and I can see what he's saying. I always said that they should push Nyla Rose like she was Andre the Giant. You know, like you don't put the belt on her because it doesn't really make sense because she's so much bigger and stronger than everybody else. But you have her come in, she wrecks havoc on the entire division. The babyface, you know, and then you get the big brave match between her and the babyface, and then she goes away for a little while, and then she comes back. That's how you keep someone, you know, like that strong. But yeah, I mean, it was an okay match. I did like the little homage to Eddie Guerrero in it. That was kind of cool. So this was another segment that I thought was really good. Tell me guys what you guys thought about this segment. The segment between FTR and Santana and Ortiz. Are they still calling Santana and Ortiz proud and powerful? I thought they basically abandoned that gimmick. I thought they were just back to calling them Santana and Ortiz, which I think is better. But this was really cool, man. Santana showing off pictures of his childhood. And the article about his mom, when his mom was taking the slumlords to court and all that stuff like that. I really liked this. I thought this. Some people said that they felt like this was boring. I really liked it. I thought it gives character to these guys, and it wasn't very long. I know it didn't. It was only about what 3 or 4 minutes. It wasn't very long at all. But I thought this helped play into the whole heel gimmick with the FTR and then Santana and Ortiz. But I thought that was pretty cool. And then we had the exchange, and this is probably what Malacito's talking about. We had the exchange between Andrade El Idolo and Death Triangle, and another yeah, dude, it was a really emotional story. I agree. I thought it was really cool because you could tell there are times when real life kind of crosses into storyline. This was one of them. I really thought it was a really powerful, and I think it really it pushes them forward as characters. But then we had the Andrade basically saying that he has a new executive consultant, and out comes Chavo Guerrero, which again, I was shocked by this. I did not. It was completely unexpected. Really cool to see him there. He got a crazy big pop. Like Chavo's pop was one of the two biggest, I think, in the entire show. But he came out and he was talking up Andrade, and then Death Triangle's music hits, and Pac comes out and Andrade, and they're talking, and Andrade starts talking to Phoenix and Penta, and basically it seems like he's trying to recruit them away from Pac, and he's like, you guys are elite. Why are you working for this guy? And then Pac corrects me, says, they're not working for me. They're working, we're working with me. We're a team. So I'm wondering if what we're seeing here is, I'm wondering if Death Triangle is going to be breaking up. I'm wondering if Penta and Ray are going to jump ship and join Andrade. Because I'll be honest with you, I know people love Death Triangle. I love Pac. I think these guys, the three of them, I think are a couple of the best wrestlers in the world. Penta is over like crazy. Ray Phoenix is the second coming of Rey Mysterio. The dude's insane. He's amazingly talented. I kind of want to see them with Andrade though. I really think that they could form a really cool faction. But we'll see, at the same time, I like Death Triangle. I don't want to see them break up. I think there's some really cool stuff there. But I really, like I said, I don't know exactly how, whichever direction they go with this, it's probably going to be good. Penta then talked about that was another cool thing. Where Penta basically said, why would we want to join you if if you don't think we're on your level? So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see where they're going with this, but this storyline is starting to turn into something interesting. Malacito said all the people involved were taken seriously, presenter as real characters, not just comedy act and mask. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. They're non-Western talent. They're really doing a lot to put these guys over. And like I said, man, that was actually in that match that series of matches that Penta had with Cody. I thought Penta should have won that last match. The last match that they had, I thought Penta should have won that because that dude is over like Rover. It's crazy how many people just love that guy. See, what was the last match? Blade versus Orange Cassidy. This was pretty much exactly what you expected. Blade got in some offense. Towards the end, Orange Cassidy runs wild. He hits him with the orange punch. It was a fun match, though, man. Not the best match he's ever had, but it was a fun match. Andrade needs to keep doing his thing. They'll all come together in time. Yeah, dude. And like I said, even if Death Triangle doesn't break up now, sometime down the road, I would really like to see these guys form a really cool stable. You know what I mean? Because I think with Andrade's so good in the ring, man. And now that they're actually letting him just be himself, and like I said, I don't know why WWE just didn't let him speak in Spanish and put subtitles underneath it so people understand what he's saying. Because you can just feel you can just feel the emotion coming from the guy. You know, this guy's he's really charming. So, and like I said, I'm just glad they're doing that because it's, I really think that this could turn into something awesome. But Orange Cassidy gets the win against the Blade. That was really cool. The main event, Moxley versus Lance Archer. This was really, really, really good. This was actually, I think, better. And if you haven't seen their match at the Tokyo Dome, go watch that match and then you either rewatch this one or compare it to this one. This match was awesome. These guys beat the living hell out of each other, and Moxley actually hit the paradigm shift, but he went, instead of going for the pin, he went to put. It was actually kind of, if you watch the first time that these guys fought in the Tokyo Dome, what happened was Archer pretty much had the match won. But then he set up a table on the outside, and in the time, sorry about that he got back in the ring to put Mox through the table. Mox made a comeback, and he put Archer through the table, and he won. This was the exact opposite. Moxley went to set up the table to take out Archer, and Archer made the comeback, and he put Moxley through the table. So he takes the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I like this. I really do like this. I know a lot of people are upset that Moxley's not the champion anymore. I really like this because I think Lance Archer is awesome. I want to see Lance Archer defend that belt over on Strong. You guys know how I feel about Strong. I love that freaking show. And I want to see a Suzuki Gun reunion. I want to see Lance Archer show up at a big New Japan show. I knew it wasn't possible, but I said how cool it would have been if Archer wins the U.S. title, and then at the next New Japan show, Wrestling Grand Slam, that was like 3 days later, if he just showed up and like there was a Suzuki Gun reunion, I thought that would have been awesome. But anyway, I think it was great. Like I said, it was exactly what you expect from a death match. They just beat the living crap out of just picture the Los Ingobernables. Oh man, dude. We're going to be talking about the Los Ingobernables here in a minute. But anyway, that was AEW Fyter Fest Night 1. It was absolutely brutal and insane. And these guys just they killed each other. I loved every minute of it. And like I said, it was probably better than their I actually think it was better than their Tokyo Dome match, which was awesome. But that was AEW Dynamite. I'm going to switch over now. We're going to talk about Wrestling Grand Slam, New Japan Pro Wrestling. This was a great match. It didn't start off great. They had a kind of like WWE. They had a pre-show match. This was the King of Professional Wrestling match. It was the New Japan Rambo. Basically, it's a big battle royal, like a kind of Royal Rumble kind of thing. Man, look, the King of Professional Wrestling gimmick. It's not my thing. I'm not a big fan of Toriano. I get why people like him. I'm not really big into comedy wrestling, but I get why people like him. And he 100% fits being the king of professional wrestling because it's king of professional wrestling. For everybody doesn't know, are these weird gimmick matches. But yeah, and this thing it was so long. So basically, what the stipulation was, the king of professional wrestling thing is basically fans vote on. They have like a set of weird stipulations, like it could be, like a win. Everybody has to have like a bag over their head, so everybody's blind or something like that. This one was handcuffs. The way you could lose the match, you get thrown over the top rope, you can get pinned, or you get handcuffed. And you can get handcuffed anywhere. They had handcuffs hanging from the ropes. They had handcuffs on the guardrails. It was weird. And it was just, this thing went almost 40 minutes. It was so long and it was just boring and I didn't care for it at all. If people liked it, that's great. Wasn't for me, but interesting enough, Chase Owens, Bullet Club's Chase Owens, defeated Toru Yano. He is now the king of professional wrestling 2021. He holds the title. It's basically the king of professional wrestling title is kind of like King of the Ring. The only difference is that you can actually lose it. Which I guess technically you can lose the King of the Ring title now because Shinsuke Nakamura took it from Baron Corbin. So yeah, these Rambos, I've never been a big fan of these types of matches. The Royal Rumble is about the only one of these matches that I actually kind of sort of like, and even that can get very boring. But yeah, this was not great. But the next match was the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori, the Bone Soldier of Bullet Club, defeating Rocky Romero and the Funky Weapon, Ryusuke Taguchi. This is a fun 20+ minute match, dude. El Phantasmo, Taiji Ishimori is like he's Ray, like if Ray Phoenix is the second coming of Rey Mysterio, Taiji Ishimori is his clone. But El Phantasmo, this dude is nuts. If you don't know who he's got this gimmick where he basically, all the former member, the leaders of Bullet Club, he does this thing where he uses their moves. And, but he uses moves from other big professional wrestlers. Like he does the Undertaker top, rope walk thing that the Undertaker does. The difference is that El Phantasmo will do the walk rope without somebody holding his hand. You remember how like the Undertaker has somebody that holds it, and El Phantasmo does that too. He does one of the things he does that drives me nuts, and I'm like, dude, stop doing this. This is dumb. He'll do the top rope walk, but he'll walk all the way around the freaking ring, and he's leading the dude. Like the guy's holding his hand the whole time. I'm like, dude, there's no way that doesn't make sense. But in this match, El Phantasmo walks the rope to the middle of the rope, turns around and does a crazy moonsault onto the floor because everybody else was on the floor. Dude is crazy talented. I love the guy. But yeah, El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori, Bullet Club, getting the win here, retaining the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. After ELP hit the CR2. It was an amazing match. Like these guys are super talented. So if you've never seen these guys wrestle before, go check this out. Next match, another Junior Heavyweight Championship match. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. Robbie Eagles defeated El Desperado in again another really good 20-minute match. Robbie Eagles winning off of this move. It's a weird submission move that he uses. It's called the Ron Miller Special. At least that's what they're calling it. I don't know what to call this move. It's basically like somebody just, he wraps him in a pretzel. Basically, just I don't know anyway. Someone said it's kind of like a reverse figure four. But I'm looking at this going like, it just looks like he's wrapping his legs up. So, but it was a cool looking move. Really, really good match. Both these guys through the entire match, they were working over each other's legs. El Desperado, really great light heavyweight. Robbie Eagles, dude's awesome. He is. They kept talking about how he almost didn't make the match because for those who don't know, Australia went back on lockdown because of COVID. So he almost didn't make it out of the country to make the match. And now that he's out of the country, he's pretty much stuck in Japan. So might as well put the belt on him. Interestingly enough, the match went back and forth. They did some really great spots. Eagles put him in the Ron Miller special. El Desperado crawled to the ropes. Eagles pulled him back into the middle of the ring. Eventually, El Desperado had to tap out. Robbie Eagles is the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion and was immediately challenged by the returning Hiromu Takahashi. Good to see him back. That guy's, again, New Japan's been in kind of a doldrums because they have a lot of their talent is stuck outside the country. And they also had a lot of injuries, Hiromu being one of them. He's one of their tops. He's one of their most popular stars. He's now healthy. He's coming back, going for that IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. So good to see him back. That'll be a great match as well. Next match on that card, Kazuchika Okada, in my opinion, the best wrestler in the world today, taking on Jeff Cobb in a really good, again, 20-minute match. All these matches were right around the 20-minute mark, except for the two final matches, which were close to 40 minutes. One was good. One that was good for one, wasn't good for the other. We'll get into that. But this was a really good match. Jeff Cobb, since going to New Japan, that dude has looked amazing. He's in better shape than he's ever been. He looks better than he's ever been. He's moving better than he's ever been. Dude is just over like crazy. And his matches, he's had some just banger matches, man. His matches against Shingo and Ishii were fire. If you haven't seen those, go check them out. Awesome stuff. But this was really good. Cobb came in to look like, basically they brought him into New Japan to be a beast, and that is exactly what he has been. He has been an absolute beast. Interesting thing about this match was it was just back and forth. Neither could hit their finisher, and that was kind of the story of this match. Normally, matches, somebody manages to hit their big finisher, and that's how it ends. This didn't end that way. The same thing that we kind of get mad at the WWE for doing, they did here. The only difference is like, this is very rare. This doesn't happen. Okada got the win off of a surprise roll-up. And I think that in this situation, it actually works. The reason why it works is, like I said, it doesn't happen a lot. And it also protects Cobb because Okada kind of had to do something sneaky to win. So Cobb, who is like a top tier mid card guy in New Japan right now, this helps elevate him. Like Okada can do something like this and it doesn't hurt him. And this just elevates Cobb. So it's just a really great match. And like I said, Cobb has been on fire since going to New Japan. Another interesting thing is, man, I'll tell you what, I don't know if he's still suffering from these injuries, but Okada, was early back in February, they were talking about how his back's all messed up. He had like a herniated disc. And as often happens, if you have a real life injury, they will, and you're going to work through it, they'll work that into the storyline. Well, that's what they've done with Okada for a while. I don't know if he's still suffering from it, but if he is, dude's a friggin' champ because he took a bump on the outside of the ring that I'm looking at it going, even if his back didn't hurt, that looked like it hurt. Like, and it's like, like people talk about how like the ring is sprinkler and everything. Like the ground is the ground. So if you get picked up and dumped on your back on the ground, it's going to suck. But he took a mean bump on the outside. So hopefully he's okay, but great match. Next match. And this is the one that I was kind of about, but IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship, Dangerous Tekkers Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi versus Tetsu Naito and Sonata of Los Ingobernables de Japón. Zack Sabre Jr. Getting the win in the win in this. Dangerous Tekkers defeat the Los Ingobernables. Dangerous Tekkers once again the IWGP World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Zack got this with the European clutch. Zack Sabre Jr. I love watching this guy. He's so good, man. He's the best. I think he's the best technical wrestler in the world. And in this match in particular, man, this was the Zack Sabre show. Taichi was getting worked over most of the match. And there was one. So Taichi, for those of you who don't know who Taichi is, he's one of those wrestlers who kind of skirts the line between serious wrestler and jokey gimmick wrestler. Like his thing is he comes to the ring, he's lip syncing this song as he comes to the ring. He's dressed like the Phantom of the Opera, and he lip syncs this song, and he's clearly lip syncing the song. And at one point, in the middle of the match, he kind of starts doing this comedy gimmick where one of the things the jokes about Taichi is that they say he's kind of, they kind of make jokes about him being fat. He's not really fat though. He's got a wrestler's body. He's got a little pudding on him, but he starts doing this like pec flex competition with Sonata. It was goofy as hell. But like I said, I love Zack Sabre Jr. I love, actually, I'm a big fan of Sonata. I know a lot of people aren't real big on him. Naito's awesome, but I can watch Zack Sabre Jr. wrestle all day. But this match, like I said, this match was almost 40 minutes. Like if this match had been 20 minutes, it would have been a really good match. But it just went on and on and on and on. And Adam was like, dude, I'm done. This doesn't need to go this long. It really doesn't. But wasn't a terrible match. Like I said, it wasn't a terrible match. Wasn't great. And like I said, if it had been shorter, it would have been a lot better. But yep, Dangerous Tekkers once again the World Tag Team Champions. We'll get into that some because in the aftermath there was some matches set up for the next Wrestling Grand Slam, which would be at the MetLife Dome on September 4th and 5th. We'll talk about that, but we gotta go now. We gotta talk about what was my good this week. The IWGP World Heavyweight Championship defended the Dragon Shingo Takagi, the current champion, defeated the Ace Hiroshi Tanahashi. And I'm gonna tell you guys something right now. If there's anybody who doesn't know who Hiroshi Tanahashi is, you need to go find out who this guy is. This guy, hands down, this guy's on my Mount Rushmore as the greatest wrestlers of all time. They went 40 minutes, and it was great because it didn't feel like they were dragging this match out to be 40 minutes. It felt like this match went 40 minutes because it needed to go 40 minutes. The pacing of this match was perfect. You've got you got one of the best wrestlers of his generation, of the current generation, going up against one of the best wrestlers of all time. And it was fantastic. And I'm telling you right now, these guys beat the hell out of each other. And here's the thing about Tanahashi. Tanahashi, he's not as agile as he used to be. He doesn't have the footwork that he used to have. But this guy's command of the ring is second to none. The generation he comes from, yeah, Johnny, shut the hell up. The man has the hair of an angel. Yeah, dude. Tanahashi he was a good looking guy, man. But if you look, you just have to look at his graduating class from the Young Lions. You know, it was him who's, and like I said, he's on my Mount Rushmore as one of the four greatest wrestlers of all time. Katsuyori Shibata, who, if he hadn't been injured, and we'll talk about some more about Katsuyori Shibata because something happened in this match that made me go, oh God, don't do that. Katsuyori Shibata, who's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Unfortunately, his career was cut short because of injury. And Shinsuke Nakamura. Though all three of those guys came out of the same Young Lions class. They called them the Three Amigos. Those guys, The guy's amazing. You know, he's in his early 40s now, and he's still better than 90% of the wrestlers in the world. And his ability to command in the ring is second to none. The man's amazing. And he took this. The match was supposed to be Shingo Takagi versus Kota Ibushi, but the Ibushi came down with pneumonia. And literally the day before the event, they changed it to Tanahashi. So on one day's notice, this dude comes in and puts on, in my personal opinion, one of the best matches of the entire year. And like I said, these guys didn't hold anything back. They just went full bore. And that's how Shingo wrestles is he just goes all out. Shingo Takagi might be, he is my favorite wrestler to watch in the ring right now. And you put him in there with someone like Tanahashi, these guys are going to make magic. But and this is why I'm really, 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 really want this relationship between AEW and New Japan to work, because I want these guys to come over here to the West. I want them to have a program on AEW so that more people learn who these guys are. Because more people need to know who these guys are. These guys, they're some of the best wrestlers in the world. They're absolutely some of the best wrestlers in the world, and most people don't know who they are, and that drives me crazy. But they put on an amazing match, and they had a moment, like I said. For those of you who don't know who Katsuya Shibata is, he was he's an awesome wrestler. He got an injury off of a headbutt that basically scrambled his brain. And there was a moment in this match where, and I think it was an accident. I don't think this was intended. I think it was an accident. But Shingo headbutts Tanahashi, and man, they crack heads. I mean, I think maybe one of them leaned in when he wasn't supposed to, or I don't know what happened, but you could hear their heads crack. It was sickening. It was so bad. You can literally hear somebody go, "Oh, fuck." Yeah, I'm not going to say the whole thing, but somebody like audibly, you could hear them go. I think it was the ref. I think it was the ref in this case, because it was like that sickening thud when the people, like when you really headbutt somebody. That's what happened. It was like, oh my God, dude. And I'm thinking, I'm going, don't do it. Don't do that. Don't do that. My God. But yeah, amazing match. Shingo had to hit two. He won off the last of the dragon. Had to hit it twice to put the ace away. But first defense for the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Shingo Takagi, and it was an awesome match, guys. If New Japan World only costs like $8 a month, get it and watch it. And watch these shows, man. They're so good. They are so good. But afterwards, in the back, when they did their interviews and whatnot, we did get some setup for future matches for the next Wrestling Grand Slam, which, like I said, takes place in September. We are going to get IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Shingo Takagi versus Evil. For those of you who don't know, Evil used to be a member of Los Ingobernables. He defected to Bullet Club last year. He's also the guy who took the belt, the dual championship off of Naito, lost it back to Naito. So there's history between these guys. We also have the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship, Taichi and Zack Sabre, the Dangerous Tekkers versus Los Ingobernables, Naito and Sonata, and Chaos's Hiroki Goto versus Yoshihashi. It's a 3-way for the tag team titles, so that'll be interesting. And then, of course, like I said, we have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match: Robbie Eagles versus the returning Hiromu Takahashi. Really excited to see Hiromu back. I love that guy. He's another really great wrestler. But yeah, man, some awesome stuff. And we got and then we also have the Resurgence, which is going to be the US New Japan pay-per-view. My brain did not want to work for a second there. We've had a few matches announced for that. Three-way match between a 6-man match between Rocky Romero, Fred Rosser with Yuta versus Red Narita, Clark Connors and TJP. Some really good indie guys. There's a dark match that has not been announced yet. There's like 8 or 9 matches that are still yet to go here. Alex Coughlin versus Carl Fredericks. Big one is Jay White defending the Never Openweight Championship against David Finlay. Supposedly Archer is gonna be defending the U.S. title on this show. John Moxley is supposed to make an appearance. So it's gonna be interesting to see who all's gonna be in this card. There's rumors that Jericho is gonna be on the card. There's rumors that we're finally gonna get Bullet Club versus the Elite. Because if you guys have been paying attention over on Impact, Jay White recruited Chris Bay. So if you include Chris Bay, Bullet Club now has 5 members that are stateside. You've got Jay White, Chris Bay, Hikuleo, and the Guerrillas of Destiny. So you got 5v5. That's possible. I'm hoping that that's what happens because we've been wanting Kenny Club versus Bullet Club for a long time. And that would be an awesome match, man. But yeah, who knows, man? That's a lot of matches to fill. They don't have that many guys over here in the US, so there's got to be other guys coming in. We could end up with Moxley, like we had Archer Moxley too. We could get another rematch between Juice Robinson and John Moxley. They've got history. I'm excited for that show. And we'll probably be live streaming that reactions to that show, or at least I will. So that's August 14th. Going to be interesting to see what happens. But anyway, guys, that's about all I got. We're closing on an hour here. That was New Japan this week, so it was awesome. But I appreciate you guys bearing with me. Like I said, it's kind of difficult to run a show like this by yourself. And it's, you need someone to bounce ideas off of. You need someone to bounce your dialogue off of. So I appreciate you guys sitting here and listening to me ramble for the last hour. But appreciate that. Johnny Cage, Maldacito, Fantasia, and Hicks Villain. Appreciate everybody stopping in here, guys. We will see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.